evidence that says that he's the shooter. The concept of American justice is a presumption of innocence.
That's the attorney, Thomas Dickey. Mangione shouted to reporters going into the courthouse his anger at healthcare companies and corporate greed in writings and social media, part of the murder investigation. A congresswoman was assaulted at the U.S. Capitol last night by a man who was arrested. Nancy Mace, a Republican, posted on X she was accosted by a pro-trans man, but she'll heal just fine. And Mace added that trans violence and threats will only make her double down. The congresswoman introduced a bill last month to bar transgender women from women's restrooms at the U.S. Capitol. A California wildfire keeps burning out of control in Malibu, scorching about 3,000 acres, destroying or damaging some homes. Thousands of people have evacuated. And in addition to the fire danger, Malibu Mayor Doug Stewart says,
"We have almost 25 square miles in Malibu that is without electricity due to the power shutoff. And from that, we do not have cellular service and internet for many of our residents."
Some celebrities, from Cher to Barbara Streisand to Dick Van Dyke, are among those who had to evacuate. President Biden leaves office next month, and on his way out, he says his successor will inherit a fairly strong economy. But he's critical of President-elect Trump and his planned tariffs on all goods coming to the U.S. from Canada and Mexico.
On the mistaken belief that foreign countries will bear the cost of those tariffs rather than the American consumer. Who do you think pays for this? I believe this approach is a major mistake.
Well, a lot of voters cited economic concerns in the Trump election victory. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we are going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Some of President-elect Trump's nominees back at the Capitol meeting with Republican senators ahead of next year's confirmation hearings. Among them, a Democrat turned Republican.
Tulsi Gabbard is President-elect Donald Trump's pick to lead the U.S. intelligence community. She served as a Democratic congresswoman representing Hawaii from 2013 to 2021, with an unsuccessful run for the Democratic nomination for president in 2020. In 2022, she became an independent and in October changed her party affiliation to Republican. She's an Iraq War veteran and Army reservist and is one of President-elect Trump's most controversial nominees. Nearly 100 former national security officials signed a letter saying they're alarmed at the prospect of her as director. Meanwhile, she's getting support from more than 250 veterans who signed their own letter blasting her critics, calling attacks on her baseless. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
A victory for controversial talk show host Alex Jones. A federal bankruptcy judge has rejected the sale of Jones's InfoWars media platform to the satirical news site The Onion, calling the bidding process flawed. Now, InfoWars sale has been ordered as a way to make Jones pay families of school shooting victims in Connecticut for his comments calling the 2012 Sandy Hook school massacre a hoax. Another judge has blocked a grocery store merger, siding with the Federal Trade Commission,
which said that the nearly $25 billion merger between Kroger and Albertsons would eliminate head-to-head competition between the top two grocery chains, leading to higher prices for shoppers and reduced bargaining leverage for unionized workers. Kroger fighting the claims and saying that the deal would actually bring down prices, particularly at Albertsons. The companies argued that they needed to merge to better compete with global conglomerates like Amazon and Walmart.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky. We'll get an update on inflation this morning, expected to show a slight increase in the annual rate in November and also a rise in consumer prices month over month. On Wall Street, ahead of that, stock futures are mixed, down for the Dow, up for the NASDAQ the day after selling. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center,
I'm Rafferty Cleary. A California man has landed behind bars in DeKalb County for charges accusing him of sexually exploiting a minor under the age of 13. A TBI press release says 18-year-old Nathan Corona utilized an encrypted messaging app to exchange inappropriate photos with a 7-year-old. Corona has a $200,000 bond. After years of temporary tax holidays, Tennessee lawmakers are pitching a bill to eliminate the state's 4% sales tax on food. Legislation filed last week would eliminate the tax on food and food ingredients. Ready-to-eat meals, prepared foods, candy, alcohol, and diapers would remain taxed. The State Department of Environment and Conservation has awarded Putnam County $20,000. Funding from the Brownfield Redevelopment Area Grant Program will be used to identify priority sites for redevelopment in the county. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio on a snowy Wednesday, December the 11th.
It really feels like Christmas. When it snows, you know how I get.
I think it's a thing because when it snows, my beautiful wife, Donna, she likes to make cookies and brownies and cakes and stuff like that.
Chili.
Yeah.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Not together. I don't like cocoa with chili.
No, I understand.
Okay. Soups.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yes. It is a girl kind of
I
thing.
don't know, but I love it.
And then we get snuggly.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. A high today, well, about 42. I don't know if we've reached that or not.
Well,
and then that
I don't know
temperature
either.
falling. But I know it said 32 right now, but feels like 23. So it's kind of cold out there and a little windy.
It does feel cold and windy and snowy.
How many times are you going to say that?
I don't know.
And snowy.
It's just that's what everybody was saying. You know, I stopped at the convenience store. Snowing, huh? Yeah.
It is very pretty, and this is the kind of snow that you and I like. It's on the ground a little bit and the trees, but the roads just look wet.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. If anything does happen, if there's more snow or if for some odd reason they decide to close schools,
And they could.
we'll be the first to let you know. So
Yeah.
stick with us here on Good Morning Cookeville. A few things you need to know. This was always neat. We did this growing up. I went to First Baptist when they started doing this. Of course, now it's spread to all kinds of different churches through Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child.
Yes.
So they just got their shoe boxes packed up, and they got all those shipped off yesterday from the Cookeville, Upper Cumberland area. And hundreds of people do that and work at that and volunteer at that. And they do such a great job. So
It's a great thing, and it's kind of cool to see everybody packing up the boxes too and shipping them out at the church.
well, we would always pack boxes at home and then take them to church.
Yeah.
Mainly because Mama didn't want to stay somewhere.
Yeah.
But we would go, we'd drop them off then, and my mom would always make something to put in there too.
Oh, that's
really
even more
neat.
special. Yeah. Well, scam alert. The office of Putnam County Sheriff Eddie Ferris said during the holidays, there's a lot of mail deliveries and package deliveries. Leads to a surge in fraudulent mail delivery scams. They target individuals and businesses. So they aim to steal personal information, financial details, and payments under false pretenses. So be aware of scammers and, just try to make sure that it is United States Postal Service and FedEx and UPS. I mean, try to make sure it is for real and don't give out information. If you're at all wondering, don't do it.
I got a text the other day said it was from Amazon.
Yes, I've gotten those too.
And, that it may be an unauthorized order.
Yeah.
For $63.95. And but when you scroll down and you look at the actual website, it's like Amazon PRVO63.com. Well,
Right.
obviously, if it says that, that's a scam, guys. Don't be
Well, and I didn't click the link because
Well, I
there was a
didn't either.
link, and then I just went on my Amazon account, and I
There
thought,
wasn't
there's
anything there."
nothing. There's nothing there.
Speaking of that, I sent Sheila a picture of it. I got 12 and a half foot Santa yesterday.
I mean, Jason is 6 foot, and he was standing beside it, and of course, it's double your size.
Yeah, I looked itty bitty next to it.
Yes, it was hilarious.
Think how amazing that's going to be to a 3-year-old.
I mean, he's going to think
Stop it.
that is a giant Santa.
And then Big Frosty goes up today.
Oh, that's
If I get
exciting.
home, if I get home in time before it gets dark.
That was a good looking Santa, though.
I thought so.
Well, I wanted to let you know, too, one of our businesses in town will be closing. That's P. Dilly's. P. Dilly's
really?
Cupcakes. And it said that it was a hard decision, and they just can't predict what the future of P. Dilly's holds. But they said the landlord informed them yesterday that they will not be renewing their lease, and that expires at the end of January. So they will be closing their doors very
Well,
soon.
I hate to hear that for any business having to close their doors. But,
And on that same note, Nookie's Cookies is closing too.
they're brick and mortar or
Brick and mortar.
Okay, so
Which Nookie's Cookies on the square, they said it's been an incredible 5 to 6 months serving our community from that square location. It's with heavy hearts that they will be closing at the end of December. So they invite you to come in and see them, and said that they're still going to do the online ordering like they started.
Right.
And porch pickup and do some events too. So
Okay.
Nookie's Cookies isn't going completely out of business. They're just closing their shop on the square.
A new bill would allow hospitals like Cookeville Regional Medical Center more freedom when they're hiring certain specialists. The law would change to where they could use a third party to hire emergency room physicians, or they could just hire them themselves or hire from within. There wouldn't be so much red tape in the hiring process for at least that's what it sounds like to me. So frees them up to hire more quickly, which hospital needs to be doing right now. So it's growing at a huge rate. So they need to be hiring people, and cutting through some of that red tape sure would help.
Most definitely. I do understand that. I want to say congratulations to Upperman head coach Dana McWilliams. It said 800 career wins.
That gum. That's impressive.
Dana McWilliams is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So congratulations to her and the Upperman basketball team.
Yeah, I think they won last night as well too. Jacob Vinson will have sports for us around 6:30ish. So he'll have all the scores and highlights from last night's high school basketball game.
I love this. Listen, it said in other places it's just basketball, but at Upperman, 800 career wins.
That's nuts.
I think that's great.
The Sparta Police Department and the Sparta White County YMCA, they're hosting their annual Shop with a Cop event. And want to give them a big shout out. Also, Marty McFly from the Country Giant, his Blue Light Ride.
He does a great job with that.
Doesn't fund all of this.
Yeah.
But really does help out a lot with it. And they, so what they do it a little bit different in Sparta. They drop the kids off at the YMCA. The cops play with the kids while the parents go and do the shopping.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
At a local store. So it's a little different than what you think about when you think about Shop with a Cop. And that's a great idea. And the police chief was saying that, it builds a good relationship between them and the kids and
Most
the parents.
definitely. Yeah.
So that's part of this as well. So just know that's going on at the YMCA this weekend.
Well, things you need to know. I know it's not like newsy news, but I know a lot of folks are like me.
That's News's rap name.
Newsy news. But y'all are like me. You love Dolly Parton because she's rather local. I know East Tennessee, and then
We'll take her. Yeah.
At Walmart. Of course, she's had party supplies there for a long time, and then her cooking with Duncan Hines. She's got cake mixes and all that. But now it's Dolly Parton's Holly Dolly Christmas collection at Walmart.
What? Holly Dolly?
Mugs and plates and things like that. And I'm like, Holly
That's
Dolly
crazy.
Christmas. I love it.
Oh, Dolly. She'll figure out a way to get her name in anything.
I know
I love
and
it.
then do like really good things that are created and
Yeah.
have her likeness on it. And I'm glad that she is involved with that because when somebody
Absolutely.
else does it, it's more cheesy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Your 2 cents. That's brought to you by our friends at Freedom Pond on Mayberry Street in Sparta. From guns to guitars, they got you covered at Freedom Pond.
Well, the your 2 cents is about Christmas, of course. The Grinch broke into your house and stole something off your nightstand. What did he take?
Mine's boring. It's my cell phone.
Mine's my cell phone or my smartwatch.
Or
because I have it
lamp.
plugged up.
Or
Yeah.
lamp. You can still the lamp or my smartphone. That's all that's there.
Yeah.
I have a tiny nightstand. Like there's not enough room for like a lot of stuff.
I still have
Especially with the lamp on it. The
Yeah.
lamp takes up a lot of space.
It does. Yeah. I still have like a clock there, but I don't use it. I use my cell phone, but I like to look over and see what time it is if I'm awake. And then you have to push the cell phone.
Oh.
Come on. And I'm just like, I just want to roll over and
that'd
see
be
it.
so tiring.
I know. See?
Yeah.
But as far as the alarm, I use my cell phone for that. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
I cell phone's my alarm too.
Yeah. But I mean, you probably don't have a clock.
No, I don't have a clock.
But I've got a little one that's got a Bluetooth speaker in it too.
Oh yeah.
I never use that either.
No, I never.
But it is a charger too, so I use it to charge my cell phone.
I got a Bluetooth speaker. I said, well, how handy. I'll use the heck out of that.
don't.
Never do.
No.
Never, ever do. All right, your 2 cents. We'll get to what you guys are saying coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio.
This holiday season, Habitat for Humanity's Restores are here to help you get your home ready for the festivities. Whether you're decking the halls or searching for the perfect gifts, our Restores have everything you need, from furniture and home decor to building materials, all at incredible prices. And don't miss our special event on December 21st. Bring the kids out to meet the Grinch himself from 10 a.m. to noon. It's the perfect way to make lasting memories and share a little holiday mischief. Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
Experience peace of mind with Cove Generators, your trusted partner in power solutions. This holiday season, stay powered during the holidays with our exclusive offer. Purchase a Generac generator before 2025 and receive a free 10-year warranty. Whether it's for home, outdoor, or commercial use, our expert installers ensure you will never lose power again. Visit us at 728 East 15th Street, Cookeville, Tennessee, or call 615-241-6343. Trust the Cove Generators family to keep your family safe and powered this winter.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
When they say free, they really mean check the fine print. They say free iPhone, but only if you trade in your $1,000 phone, pay $100 a month for unlimited data, and also a $35 activation fee. Now, Pure Talk, they have a better option. You'll get a brand new iPhone 14 with unlimited talk, text, 15 gigabytes of data, mobile hotspot for just $50 a month. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Live from the Willow Window Studio, it's Good Morning Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. It's 6:21. It's snowing a bit, in case you hadn't looked outside.
It is. It's really pretty. Coming down like snow showers, not just flurries.
We got a window. I'm going to look at.
Oh, no. You're going to look out the window? Our guest this morning, Senator Paul Bailey, and also from Enrichment Excursions.
Yeah, the ground's wide out there.
It's Johnny Blaze coming in at 7:30. And, of course, we've got Jason. Here's how he predicts the weather. AccuWindow weather. Snow flurries or snow showers?
I'm going to go heavy flurries. Looks like traffic's moving fine on Willow right here.
All right. That's top-notch weather reporting right there. Just raising up the window.
Yeah.
Raising up the blind.
Right. I mean, you can't get any more accurate than that, Sheila.
I mean, you can get the window treatments from Willow Window as well as the windows and doors.
I don't think any of that was on camera.
I don't think it was.
But anyway, but that's the truth. That's what's happening.
I don't even know if they heard you because you were yelling across the room.
Well, the ground's white, but the traffic looks like it's moving fine on Willow.
Like we said, just dusting right now.
That's all I can tell you. That's all. That's all that's available from the AccuWindow weather.
Yeah, we don't have any closings that we know of yet.
Sheila got your 2 cents though right now.
Yeah, your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, and look for the Bigfoot at the front, and then you just go right on in.
It's not a Bigfoot, by the way.
What is it then?
It's a Bigfoot, but it's Sasquatch.
What's the difference?
Someone asked me, is it a Bigfoot? Like a foot.
Oh my goodness.
And
they did not ask you
Yes,
that.
they did, Sheila, and I said, no, it's like Bigfoot. Like
look for the Sasquatch in front of the store. What? It is carved out by a chainsaw, and it's really massive and cool looking.
It's not a big foot. It's a Bigfoot. All right, what's the question today, Sheila?
Look for the Bigfoot. No, Bigfoot.
Right.
Anyway, they have guns, ammos, knives, guitars, jewelry, and more. Here's your 2 cents. The Grinch broke into your house and stole something off your nightstand.
Boy, he's a mean one.
What is it?
That Mr. Grinch.
He sure is.
Well, for me, it's phone or lamp.
Yeah.
Boring. I don't have anything cool on mine.
Phone or my smartwatch or a lamp.
You know what I miss are the beds that had the shelves on the back.
I know it.
That was always real nice.
It was nice.
Had a water bed one time that had all that built in, nightstand, shelves.
Too. I kind of miss my water bed.
Why did water beds go out for? What was their
I think
issue?
sometimes they got leaky.
Well, I'm sure they did.
And that drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And then having to fill it back up again. And then sometimes it wasn't as easy to roll off and get up. The older I got, the more that waterbed got on my nerves.
Yeah, sometimes you did have to heave yourself out of it.
I'm like, golly, maybe I don't want a waterbed again.
Yeah.
That's probably it. Yeah. Okay, the Grinch broke into your house. He stole something off your nightstand. What are folks saying? Wanda said, my CPAP machine.
I bet that's a lot of people.
Yep.
I didn't realize how many people had CPAP until I was telling people about my sudden snoring problem. And they're like,
you need to get one of them.
Sounds like you're going to get a CPAP.
It does stop that snoring.
I ain't getting a CPAP.
But let me tell you, I had one for a little bit, and then I'm just like, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, pull it off, don't even know I've done it, but I feel like an elephant with it on. I mean, anyway, that's for another day. Archie said, what did the Grinch steal? Electric, water, gas, and sewer bills. I gave him Santa's milk and cookies, but he can take those bills.
Yeah, they never take the bills, do they?
No, he just wanted the milk and cookies. Yeah. Regina said the Grinch took her lava lamp.
She still got a lava lamp?
I've got a lava lamp.
But out in public?
It's in the bedroom, and I never use it. It's like...
Oh, it's for special occasions?
Yeah, it's for special occasions. The lava lamp's on, baby.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, my goodness. Brandy said the Grinch stole her cell phone. She said he can have it. Now, really? You really think it?
You say that, and then that's not the truth.
Yeah.
You'd be lost without your daggum cell phone.
You would be going crazy, feeling like you're not connected to anything anymore. Sydney said stole her flashlight.
Ooh.
I do have a little tiny flashlight beside my bed, too. The tiny one.
Yeah, Donna's got one. I don't wake up for power outages.
You know what? I hear a pop sometimes, and that's woken me up before.
Yeah.
Or woke me up? It's woke me up. I was woke.
I don't know, Sheila.
Cindy said cough drops. The Grinch stole cough drops off her nightstand.
That is interesting that if you're sound asleep, that you'd wake up for a power outage.
I thought you were going to talk about cough drops.
Because that causes no problems while you're asleep.
Does Donna hear that pop too, I wonder?
I don't know.
Because she wakes up, obviously.
Yeah, she wakes up for the power outage.
Yeah, Tim is sound asleep. Nothing wakes him up, and I hear the least little pop.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, what was that?
Someone should do a study on that. We should do a study on that. We should get the government to give us money.
Here's what one of my friends said that is a woman, so it's not sexist.
Okay.
And I think it makes sense.
What?
As women, we are like, we are mothers.
Uh-huh.
And our bodies are a little different, and we hear noises and stuff a little bit more in depth because we're mamas.
At a different frequency than the rest of us.
I do think that might be possible.
I'll believe anything.
And then y'all are a little stronger sometimes.
Well, we don't brag about it though.
I mean, because basically going back to old timey days.
Right. We'll just
you're the gatherers, we're the nurturers.
We got to get up, possibly kill a lion later.
Or an intruder.
Right.
What is the Grinch stolen off your nightstand if he breaks in? Oh, Sherry said a Bible.
Oh, good for you.
Bible, remote, and lamp. I like all that. Yeah.
Great.
Sherry, you're a good girl.
Sherry.
Crystal said a fan. Crystal, I'm with you.
Does it count if I have the Bible app on my phone and my phone is on my nightstand, thus Bible on my nightstand as well?
It's still the same to me.
It doesn't.
But that Bible app, I do like it.
Yeah, that's not the same. You're right.
Rita said the Grinch stole her chapstick, and she go, I'm going to need it back. I'm going to need that chapstick back.
Especially as windy as it is right now.
And then Eileen said essential oils help her sleep.
All right, that is your 2 cents brought to you by our friends at Freedom Pawn. You can find them on Mayberry Street in Sparta. A lot of gaming systems. If you got a kid that's looking for a gaming system, they have all the latest ones there, games that go along with them, all in working and great shape too. I perused those while we were there, and they're all super clean, super nice.
Everything is super clean in there and really in good condition.
Yeah, so if
they pretty much won't take it.
If you're looking for something like that, it's a great place to head to Sparta on Mayberry Street, bringing us your 2 cents. Coming up next, it's spoiler alert, the latest in the world of entertainment and music, Sheila and I both watched that Jamie Foxx special on Netflix. If you hadn't seen it, we'll tell you about it. That's coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A California man has landed behind bars in DeKalb County for charges accusing him of sexually exploiting a minor under the age of 13. A TBI press release says 18-year-old Nathan Corona utilized an encrypted messaging app to exchange inappropriate photos with a 7-year-old. Corona has a $200,000 bond. After years of temporary tax holidays, Tennessee lawmakers are pitching a bill to eliminate the state's 4% sales tax on food. Legislation filed last week would eliminate the tax on food and food ingredients. Ready-to-eat meals, prepared foods, candy, alcohol, and diapers would remain taxed. The State Department of Environment and Conservation has awarded Putnam County $20,000. Funding from the Brownfield Redevelopment Area Grant Program will be used to identify priority sites for redevelopment in the county. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Last night across the UCR media networks, Upperman swept Franklin County in basketball. The girls won 67-29, while the boys won 88-36. Cookeville went on the road and beat Farragut, with the girls winning 42-28, while the boys won 68-58. Pickett County girls beat Stone Memorial 74-63, while the Stone boys beat Pickett County 82-57. Max Fried and the New York Yankees agreed to an 8-year contract yesterday. The deal is worth $218 million. It's the largest guaranteed deal for a left-hander in MLB history. Fried has the best ERA at 2.81 of the past 5 seasons, which is best in the MLB. Nathan Eovaldi agreed to a deal to stay with the Texas Rangers for the next 3 years, worth $76 million. Last season, he was 12-8 with a 3.80 ERA and helped lead the Rangers to a World Series title in 2023. Tennessee men's basketball improved to 9-0 after beating Miami 75-62 last night as part of the Jimmy V Classic. Chaz Lanier led them in scoring again with 22 points. Zakai Ziegler had 13 points and 9 assists in the win. The Vols travel to Illinois on Saturday. Join us tonight for the UCR Basketball Show as Noah McKay and myself bring you the UC Top 5 and break down all of the UC basketball action. I'm Jacob Vincent. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Representatives for Kroger and Albertsons say they are disappointed by the decision to block their merger, and they are weighing their options. Federal Judge Adria Nelson agreed with the Federal Trade Commission that the combination of two grocery giants would erode competition and raise prices for shoppers. The judge rejected the solution of selling more than 500 stores to a third party. Lawyers for the two companies previously said if court sided with the FTC, they would likely abandon the deal. General Motors is scrapping its Cruise robo-taxi program. It's citing an increasingly competitive robo-taxi market. Zara's parent company, Inditex, is reporting sales of 9% for the start of the holiday shopping season. Zara is a discount fashion brand, so it continues to attract shoppers looking for bargains. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosilda, invested in you.
Trump's victory doesn't mean our financial worries are over. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. Washington's spending addiction still threatens your savings. That's why I recommend gold IRAs from my friends at Birch Gold Group. These accounts protect your retirement from government mismanagement. For a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word SHELTER to 989898. Don't wait. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 now for your free kit from Birch Gold.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
A few snow flurries or snow showers as we head into the middle of the day, but temperatures today only climb into the low 40s. Overnight, we'll be back into the 20s, mid 40s tomorrow. Mostly clear and low 20s again tomorrow night. By Friday, we'll see sunshine and highs in the 40s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35 now.
A high today of 42. We're at 33 right now with flurries, and it feels like 23, though, because of the wind and breeze out there.
It's time for spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. So here's what we have for you today. On the talk shows, Ray Romano's going to be on Jimmy Fallon.
What's old Ray doing?
Couldn't tell you. Dua Lipa, just because I like saying it, is on Stephen Colbert. Nikki Glaser, we were trying to think about who's hosting the award show. Nikki Glaser is, and she'll be on Jimmy Kimmel. Elton John is on Good Morning America.
Did you know he said he had an eye infection? He's blind in one eye.
No, I didn't know that.
He did. He said that recently.
That's great. On the Today Show, Hillary Scott, Elise Tyrell, and Chris Tyrell will be their musical guests. I know who Hillary Scott is. I don't know the other two.
That's the main one I know.
She's in what? Lady A?
That's right.
Okay. On TV tonight, Survivor is on CBS. On NBC, A Motown Christmas. And then on Fox, the semifinals, the final three of The Masked Singer.
Whoa.
I know. New to streaming on Netflix, season 1 of The Kings of Tupelo. Netflix season 1 of 100 Years of Solitude. Dream Productions, that's on Disney Plus, a limited series of that.
Dream Productions.
Yeah,
I guess what Disney has produced.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're got some sort of mental link now that you can have a dream and they can produce it now.
It's a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be terrible?
Yes.
Because I don't care who you are. I think you have some terrible thoughts throughout the day.
And then sometimes I make a dream out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about that.
Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, Terry Polo, and Blythe Danner are in the early talks to star in the next installment in the Meet the Parents franchise.
Wow.
There's a good reason Dune 2 was snubbed at Monday's Golden Globe nominations. The filmmakers didn't submit it.
Oh, I bet they're kicking themselves.
That sounds like something I'd do. Oh,
I forgot.
Man,
does that mean they can the following year or no? It's just out.
I have no idea.
Huh.
Is it Ang Lee?
I think so, yeah.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 77th DGA Awards on February the 8th. Matt Gaetz, the former GOP congressional rep who last month withdrew as President-elect Donald Trump's pick for U.S. Attorney General, has joined One American News. He'll host a weeknight show beginning in January.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I like him, but he does kind of look like, I never can remember who it is, if it's Beavis or Butthead. He does just
I don't know which is which.
Right, but
so I get you.
Yeah. You've seen that, right?
Is it Butthead maybe?
I don't know, but I hate to say that because I like Matt Gaetz, but
well, he can't help what he looks like. We like George Jones too, but he did look kind of possumy.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Cole, best known for starring in the 60s crime drama The Mod Squad, has passed away at 84 years old. That's one of those old shows I never got into. I don't think I've ever
The Mod Squad.
seen the Mod Squad.
They
Have
go,
you?
Hello, Broad. You do it. You do it better than me.
Hey, Brian. Need some coffee, see?
That sounds like it would be one of those shows.
All right. Well, this is first step in her coming back home. Megan Fox has broke up with Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh.
Come on home, Megan Fox.
Well, she just announced she was pregnant with his
Right.
baby.
Right, but something happened. She went through his phone, is what TMZ
Oh,
said.
no. And if I'm not mistaken, they were married, weren't they?
No, they weren't.
weren't?
I don't think so.
Or engaged. I may be
Right.
thinking
They
engaged.
may have been engaged. I
Yeah.
don't know, but this is.
And Megan Fox is from Tennessee originally, from East Tennessee.
Come on home, Megan.
Yeah. Come on home.
Get out of
back
the-
to Tennessee.
Get out of the weirdness.
Yeah.
Come back on home.
The weirdness that is Hollywood. You
Yeah.
can still act. You know,
We're not going to tell her what to do, but
you need to live in Tennessee.
right. I think this is step
Nashville would
number
be
one.
a good step because it's still a big city, but it's home.
Well, I don't know. I think she needs to be out a little bit more.
You think Nashville's getting weird too?
Yeah, I think Nashville's
It's starting to be the little Hollywood, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Right.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. Caitlin Clark, and this is great. Caitlin Clark has been named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. She was the WNBA Rookie of the Year. She set a record for most assists in a season, as well as a rookie record for most three-pointers in a season. And she honestly single-handedly got the whole nation interested in women's basketball.
I think she's amazing and deserves that.
Yeah, I do too. She's fun to watch.
She's had a lot of haters in her craft,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
but I think they're just jealous because
Hey,
she's great.
If you do good at something, people are going to hate you.
People gonna hate you.
Joe Burrow, he plays quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, and there's been a lot of home break-ins of NFL players because you can see the schedule.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, so you know
How do they know where they live? Though I guess it's easy to find.
maybe tax records, but so they know these football players are going to be gone. So he was playing Monday Night Football, and his home got broken into. This is like the third or fourth one like this.
It's been an ongoing trouble with it.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you do if you're a NFL football player?
Well, I would think they live in gated communities,
That's what
but
I thought.
obviously not.
I
would get
I'd
guards to watch out.
I'd definitely hire some security.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell anybody that. I'd want them to come.
You'd go hide and watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, watch this. You're about to find out.
Well, you would probably go, look, I'm not playing this week because I'm going to hide out.
Oh
and
no,
I'm gonna get 'em.
I'd want that check.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'd want my game money.
Right, game money's good, even if you're just sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely show up for the game if
Yeah.
I'm Joe Burrow.
I mean, Joe, he needs to be there anyway.
But yeah, so there's been a rash of this, and I guess that's what they're going to have to start doing. Either that, or the cops are going to have to. There's not enough cops to go around to be.
Well, not everybody lives in the same neighborhood, Jason.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's not enough cops to go around, so they're going to have to hire their own private
Well, I
security.
meant different states.
What?
I'm saying not every NFL team is in the same town or state.
Yes, I know that.
I know.
Well, what's your point about that?
Well, you said they're not going to have enough cops to go around, and I'm like, you meant for the team?
No, for let's say Cincinnati.
Yeah.
All right. And Joe Burrow lives in Cincinnati, and he's got other teammates, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if those cops got off the beat and went and protected those NFL players' homes, there wouldn't be enough cops to then patrol the mean streets of Cincinnati.
Okay. Thanks for explaining that.
All right. Well,
Happy Wednesday.
we've got the real good. That's coming up next.
Wait, we saw the Jamie Foxx special. We were going to talk about that.
All right. Yes, we saw the Jamie Foxx special, and
It was very emotional.
Yeah, it was almost spiritual.
It was emotional, spiritual, and funny.
Yeah, I did. I laughed.
Now, he says a few choice words in it.
Yeah, he does.
So-
I mean, it's F-bomb central. It is.
But the heart is good in it.
It was a lot of F-bombs, but yet, in part of it, it felt like you were at church.
With some F-bombs flying.
Yeah, it was really weird. But
It was. I know it sounds crazy, but it was very spiritual.
it was, yeah. I looked over. Donna didn't want to watch it. She thought it'd be terrible because she don't like watching things with a lot of cuss words in it.
Uh-huh.
He said, this is going to be terrible. And then, so we started watching it anyway. I went ahead and put it on there. And I looked over and she's crying a little bit.
Yeah, and Jamie got emotional. He's fine now. He's fine. He's able to talk, but then his little lips started quivering. He said, "I hope I can get through this."
Well, the whole thing was, was it last year? He had the mystery illness,
Right.
and no one knew what was going on. So last night in that special on Netflix, he had a heart attack.
No, brain bleed.
He had a brain bleed that led to a heart attack.
Stroke.
A stroke. That's right. Stroke.
He had a brain bleed. They didn't know what caused that. Then that led to a stroke.
Right.
He wasn't even paying attention.
Said he doesn't even remember anything for 20 days.
Yeah. And then he had to do rehab to walk again
Yeah.
because he was in a wheelchair, couldn't even walk.
Yeah. So it was real interesting to watch. Kind of spiritual. It was all the above.
Very moving.
Yeah. 6:46 now, and we've got the real good coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio.
Fill the halls with shouts of winning, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be giving, fa la 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 la. Instant games to friends and family, fa la 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 la. Join the joyous cash prize carol, fa la 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 la.
With top prizes up to $500,000, holiday instant games from the Tennessee Lottery make grand gifts. Find them at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer today. Please play and gift responsibly.
Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation provides programs and services for patients in need in our Upper Cumberland community. Learn more at cookevilleregionalcharity.org. Our foundation is compassionate care. Your gift helps us heal.
The Jewelry Emporium, 526-8366. Let her know it's her that you're thinking of. Shower her with love. Diamonds really are girl's best friend. The Jewelry Emporium, 526-8366.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients says something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
Hey everyone, this is Magic Mike with Carlin Chevrolet. We continue to have great deals and low interest rates. Right now, we have 3 remaining demo vehicles, 2 trucks and a Tahoe, all with less than 3,000 miles and huge discounts. These things won't last long. We're now starting to get more electric vehicles. We currently have a few Equinoxes and even 1 EV truck. These things are really cool and high tech. If you want to save money and have an alternative to gas, these things are the way to go. Get down to the corner of Spring and Willow to see for yourself. See you soon.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Live here in the Willow Window Studio. 6:49 now. I believe it's quit snowing, at least in Cookeville.
You're going to go look out the window?
No, I had to look just a minute ago.
Well, Senator Paul Bailey will be our guest after 7, and Johnny Blaze from Enrichment Excursions out of McMinnville.
That'll be good. Looking forward to talking to both of those guys. Every morning, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories. We try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it
The Real Good.
For the past 25 years, the Portland Winterhawks hockey team in Oregon has held a special event where they invite fans attending the game to bring teddy bears. Then the fans throw the teddy bears on the ice so they can be delivered to charities and hospitals in the community. I've seen this done before.
Yeah, I think that's great.
It's a really cool thing to watch. On Sunday, the Winterhawks held their teddy bear toss event. And when the Winterhawks scored their first goal, the sellout crowd of, what's that? Okay, there's a sellout crowd. It was 17,000 stuffed animals.
17,000?
Onto the rink, marking a new record for the event. Fans of all ages participated, filling the ice with teddy bears, plush animals, and holiday spirit. The toys got collected and sorted after the game, and then will be delivered to local charity groups in their area there in Portland. How neat is that?
That's great, especially 17,000 animals, little stuffed animals.
Imagine how long that took to clean up off the ice.
That would take a good while,
I don't know if a Zamboni could do that or not.
No.
They'd have to get out there and push them
I
all.
think there would probably be people running, helpers.
Yeah.
Would gather them up.
Elves, so to speak.
Yeah, little volunteer elves. Elves.
In Chesapeake, Virginia, Andrew Dew gave his wife Jennifer an unusual 40th birthday gift, which involved covering the adoption fee for 40 shelter pets.
Oh, I love that.
The couple who've been volunteering at the Chesapeake Animal Service share deep love for animals. Jennifer described their volunteer work as a cost-effective alternative to marriage therapy.
So makes her happy by adopting the animals.
I get. Andrew wanted to honor Jennifer's passion for animals in a meaningful way, so he coordinated with the shelter to assist anyone interested in adopting an animal. He was going to go up to $4,000, and he's had 10 adoptions so far. Jennifer described the gesture as the perfect birthday present, which, I mean, she had to, right?
Well, I would love that too. I think that's good. You know how I am about animals.
You'd want to get that and nothing else?
I would like that, yeah.
That and nothing else.
I've gotten nothing before, but we go and make memories, if that makes sense.
If Tim had $4,000.
Yeah.
And he went and put that down on a bunch of dogs and cats.
Right.
And didn't get you anything.
Well, if he took me out to dinner,
okay,
I'd be great.
All right.
Because that's what we've started doing, because usually when we need something, we just go and get it.
Yeah.
So I've said, instead of us like wasting money, I'd rather go make memories and go have a nice dinner somewhere or go do something together.
Because I'll be real honest with you. I like to have the $4,000.
I thought you were going to go, I like a present.
Yeah, I do. If you got $4,000, I want every lick of it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Getting a present's exciting, but
yeah,
I'm practical too, Jason. I know you didn't realize that.
Time for some Ask Sheila. This is round 3. What are you up to? 3 correct answers?
I think, did you just get one yesterday?
I think you just got one yesterday.
So then, yeah, because I know I got 2 on Monday.
You're at 3, so we're looking to get to 10, so we got to get after it today. Okay?
All right, Jason.
So here's question 1 of today's Ask Sheila. In a recent survey, 24% of people said they keep this in their purse. What is it? 24% of women said they keep this in their purse. What is it?
Floss.
That's close.
It's close. Oh, maybe it's toothbrush.
It's a toothbrush.
Yay! I do have floss in mine. I don't have a toothbrush.
A toothbrush seems like a lot. I mean, only
I've
20.
had one before. Like if I'm going to the dentist, remember you've said, "Hey,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
their
that's
job.
right.
Why
That is.
why you working extra hard?
That's like cleaning your house before the cleaning lady. We were talking about that.
Doing your hair before you get it cut.
Brushing your teeth before you go to the dentist.
Doing your makeup before you get makeup
Right.
put on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying about that. According to question number 2, according to a recent survey, about 76% of women do this each day. What is it?
How many? 76%?
76%.
Do this each day.
I know Donna does.
Shower.
Sure. No, not shower.
Wash your hair.
No,
It's nothing to do with that.
nothing to do with that.
Exercise.
No.
Stretch.
No. All right, you're done. Make their bed.
Oh, I do that too.
Well, why didn't you think of that then?
I was thinking of beyond the bed.
Do you do all that other stuff every day?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I don't wash my hair every day
Yeah.
because it strips it of the good oils.
Yeah. That's the new thing, right? The people are doing that. Although my Meemaw just went once a week to get her hair done.
Not really, because I don't get it done except every 4 or 5 weeks. But I'm talking about I do it daily. I take a shower every day, but I don't always wash my hair every day.
Hey, do you ever use that dry shampoo?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's big in
Some
my
of it
house.
dries your scalp out, and
Yeah.
others don't.
Girl.
I'm telling you, it'll make your scalp itch.
All right, third question. Got one so far.
No.
More than 25% of women say this can have a negative effect on their mood. Well, golly, that could
A
be
bad hair day.
That could be anything.
Bad hair day.
I mean, right?
Was that it?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. 25% of women. Y'all's mood is affected pretty easily.
Oh, our mood's affected pretty easily.
See what I'm talking about?
This could have how many? What?
25%. More than 25% of women say this can have a negative effect on their mood.
If their husband snores or not.
Well, yeah, I'd say that's probably has a percentage, but it's not the answer.
Give me a hint.
I can't really think of a hint. It's underwear that's ill-fitting or unattractive. That could ruin y'all's mood for the rest of the day.
So really, when you say, have you got your panties in a wad?
I guess that's what they're talking about.
I always hated that. I hated that phrase, and I can't believe I said it on the radio.
Why do you hate it so bad?
It just sounds vulgar.
Well, I mean, it does a little bit, but I mean, I think it's also true. I mean, some people that happens
Well,
to.
you know what? I don't think guys would like ill-fitting underwear either, or ill-fitting clothes.
Sheila, we've talked about this, that I know I do. Tim probably does too, that we'll just keep wearing them. Like there is no.
Yes, there are some of his that I've said, hey, this is hanging on by a thread. Oh, those are some of my favorite.
Yeah.
They're still fine. They're still fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if I get him new underwear, he doesn't open them right away. He wants to wear the other ones out first.
Well, no, you put the new ones. I always put the new ones in the rotation. But
sometimes he's like, hey, that'll be for later when these totally fall completely off
right.
my butt.
when the elastic band comes completely off the rest, that's when it's time to.
And it's going to take a while.
That's when they need to hit the retirement stage. So no, we're not at all the same, Sheila. Well, you got one today. That puts you up to 4. We got some great guests coming in here after 7 o'clock.
Senator Paul Bailey will be in here.
Yeah.
Then from Enrichment Excursions, Johnny Blaze at 7:30, and that's he's going to talk about the Christmas lights, having an excursion around.
That'd be cool. Go see them and all that. All right, that's all coming up next hour here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio. Stay with us.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.
He's jailed in Pennsylvania and wants to stay there. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The suspected gunman in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is fighting extradition to New York, where Luigi Mangione is charged with murder. His lawyer, Thomas Dickey, says Mangione is presumed innocent
until you're proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt, and I've seen zero evidence at this point.
Mangione shouted at reporters on the way to a Pennsylvania hearing where bail was denied. His writings ranting about health care and corporate greed are part of the investigation. His former roommate, R.J. Martin, tells Fox,
I feel strange because he was a great friend, and I would consider him, a close friend, and that somebody who would assassinate somebody is completely incompatible with the person that I lived with.
A man's under arrest in Washington in the alleged assault of a congresswoman. Nancy Mace, a Republican, posted on X that she was accosted by a pro-trans man last night, adding it will only make her double down. After last month, Mace introduced a bill to ban transgender women from using female restrooms at the Capitol. A mystery endures for unidentified flying objects.
Telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez at a House hearing. The FBI's Robert Wheeler Jr. answered.
That's right. It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
Some lawmakers fear China could be somehow involved. The drones are big and have been spotted since mid-November. President Biden, on his way out of office soon, is boasting.
Most economists agree the new administration is going to inherit a fairly strong economy.
Now, he also warns that looming Trump tariffs on Canada and Mexico would be a major mistake, though economic worries were a main reason the president-elect won the White House again. In California, wildfire rages in Malibu, scorching 3,000 acres, burning down some homes. Thousands of people have evacuated, and more might have to.
We highly encourage residents in the fire areas to be prepared, have a plan.
Malibu Lost Hills Sheriff's Captain Jennifer Situ. America's listening to Fox News.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
He's a free man, exonerated in the death of a homeless man on a New York City subway train last year in a high-profile trial. Well, now Daniel Penny speaking out to Fox Nation.
Daniel Penny telling Fox's Judge Janine Pirro he's not a confrontational person, but Jordan Neely was threatening to kill people on the subway in May of last year.
The guilt I would have felt if someone did get hurt, if he did do what he was threatening to do, would never be able to live with myself.
A New York City jury acquitting the 26-year-old veteran of criminally negligent homicide in the chokehold death of Neely, a 30-year-old black homeless man who struggled with mental illness and drugs. The acquittal after the jury was deadlocked last week on a more serious charge of manslaughter, leading a judge to dismiss the charge. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A victory in court for Alex Jones, the controversial talk show host. His media company is not going to become a parody news site.
A federal bankruptcy judge in Houston rejects the sale of the conspiracy media platform InfoWars to the satirical news outlet The Onion, criticizing the recent bankruptcy auction bidding process as flawed, explaining it left a lot of money on the table. InfoWars owner Alex Jones claimed parties illegally colluded to buy the platform during the auction, which was ordered so he could pay nearly $1.5 billion to the families of the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting, after calling the shooting a hoax. It's unclear if there will be a new auction. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Another federal judge has blocked a grocery store merger, the $25 billion deal to combine Kroger and Albertsons. The judge siding with the Federal Trade Commission, which claims that merger would have harmed consumers with fewer options and rising grocery prices. Now, next hour, we'll get an update on all overall prices, expected to show rising inflation, and ahead of that, stock futures are mixed. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A California man has landed behind bars in DeKalb County for charges accusing him of sexually exploiting a minor under the age of 13. A TBI press release says 18-year-old Nathan Corona utilized an encrypted messaging app to exchange inappropriate photos with a 7-year-old. Corona has a $200,000 bond. After years of temporary tax holidays, Tennessee lawmakers are pitching a bill to eliminate the state's 4% sales tax on food. Legislation filed last week would eliminate the tax on food and food ingredients. Ready-to-eat meals, prepared foods, candy, alcohol, and diapers would remain taxed. The State Department of Environment and Conservation has awarded Putnam County $20,000. Funding from the Brownfield Redevelopment Area Grant Program will be used to identify priority sites for redevelopment in the county. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee. Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 now.
And we are so happy to have Senator Paul Bailey back in our studio. Senator, I know it was flurrying a little bit, and you come from Sparta. How was that drive for you?
The drive was good, but I'm going to tell you, I stepped outside, and it was absolutely beautiful. The ground in White County and at my farm was covered in that pretty white stuff, but the roads are good and clear.
That's my favorite type of snow. You know, it looks pretty, coating on everything, and then I could still drive pretty good. There's no ice on the road.
No ice, no ice where I came from.
And that's the road report from Senator Paul Bailey.
That's right. Yeah. We need to have him in here every morning to do that.
We can give him a helicopter.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
One of the things that gets talked about a lot, especially in this area with all the growth, is all the new road stuff that we need. Now, we're fortunate enough that a lot of those roads are state roads.
Right.
You know, and the state pays for that, and that's good for us that we don't have to do that. But we're growing faster than the state's helping that along.
Right.
So I know that's been a process for quite some time.
Sure.
You haven't just started thinking about it. This is something that y'all have been pushing forward. Where are we on getting some TDOT love around here?
Well, so let me just back up a few years. When I first went in the legislature, I'm actually going to start my 12th legislative session in January. The state Department of Transportation was under a policy from Governor Haslam at that time because we did not have the finances to do maintenance only. So there were no new construction projects taking place at that time. So for about 3 years, TDOT just maintained what we had existing. Then we passed a lot of good tax policies that allowed businesses to come to the state, also allowed residents from other states to move to Tennessee. We're number 4 in the nation for inbound growth from other states of people moving to Tennessee.
And you were up there. I didn't know we were number 4.
We're number 4 in the nation for inbound growth from other states as far as individuals moving here. So I say all that to say that, yes, the state got way behind. It's amazing. You go about 3 years, you just do maintenance only. You don't do any new construction. And then it takes about, 12 to 20 years to try to get a project from start to finish. You just look at South Jefferson Avenue. I mean, that was something that was taking place. I mentioned I've been in the legislature 12 years. That was a project that was started before I ever went to the legislature.
Oh my gosh.
So that's
how
just
long the red tape takes to get through everything and then finally get started.
Exactly. And then, so there's lots of right-of-way issues, and then you have to satisfy
different property owners along the way.
Exactly. But here's where we're at today. Just in Putnam County alone, Department of Transportation has committed $321.6 million for road projects that'll be taking place within the next 6 years. So will you see a lot of dirt moving? Probably not within the next 2 to 3 years, but they'll be getting those projects ready with right-of-way acquisitions, engineering, and then ultimately you'll start seeing a lot of construction take place. Now,
that'll give us something else to complain about.
It will. Everyone loves the convenience of the new road. They just don't like the inconvenience as it's being built. So, and to put that in perspective, we passed a Transportation Modernization Act a couple of years ago, which we put $3 billion into Department of Transportation to go through all 3 grand divisions. So basically, each grand division got nearly $1 billion. And so just to say Putnam County is getting $321.6 million of that $1 billion here for Middle Tennessee is huge.
That is big. Well, I mean, everyone at the state's been like, hey, what's going on in the Upper Cumberland? Because that place is growing leaps and bounds. I know all the other state is too, but I don't know where we rank in the state as far as where people are moving to. But just by talking to people, we got to be in the top 5, 6, or 7 places that people are moving to in the state of Tennessee. Has to be.
Well, just the Upper Cumberland alone, just the entire, our multi-county region here in the Upper Cumberland. I was at an event last night. I met some folks that moved from Minnesota, met some folks that moved from California, met some individuals that moved here from Ohio, New Jersey. That's just at one event that I was at last night that I met some folks that have moved into our area. They're living in Putnam County, they're living in Overton County, they're living in White County, they're living in Jackson County. And
is it our laws that they love, our land, or is it a little bit of all of that?
Well, the individuals that I met last night were retirees, so they've moved here because, number one, Tennessee is a no income tax state, so they're moving from states that have a state income tax. So once they sell their home, move to Tennessee, then number one, their retirement is not having an income tax attached to it. The other is our property taxes. And I can, I know those of us that live here, grew up here, we think that our taxes are high, but it's amazing when you talk to realtors and the realtor says, well, I just showed someone a home and they ask what my property tax will be on that home, and they say, well, it'll $1,500 a year, and they're saying, or $1,500, and they say, is that a month? Yeah, because they're paying that in some states. It's unbelievable. Their property taxes is as much as their mortgage payment. And so, when you're paying $1,500 a year, I mean, Tennessee is really, really blessed. And those of us that have grown up here, we know that, but sometimes we forget.
Yeah, we take it for granted sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You brought up taxes, and in our news today, there was a story in there about dropping taxes from food items and things like that. I think so. Is that something that passed, or is that something that was just brought up?
Well, so over the past few years, the legislature has been very proactive in lowering the sales tax on food. But that is also one of our most stable revenue sources. Where does Tennessee generate most of its revenue? It's through sales tax. And of course, that's also tax on food. What we're considering is this legislation is usually proposed every year. A lot of legislators want to remove the sales tax off of all food items. Myself, I would rather see us remove the sales tax off of fresh vegetables, anything that you're going to be picking up in the grocery store, at the farmer's market, wherever.
McDonald's would still be taxed.
McDonald's would still be taxed, but if you're
White Lily flour wouldn't.
Well, no, because that's a processed food.
Oh, okay.
That's a processed food. I'm saying non-processed foods, like if you go in, you're buying, your vegetables to make, whatever you're going to make that night.
Okay.
Those fresh vegetables would not have a tax on them because you're actually taking and preparing them. Anything that's already processed and pre-prepared, that would still have a tax on it.
So something in a box would still have a tax.
A box would still have a tax. Again, it's also trying to move our constituents, our citizens, to try to eat healthier. Because if they're freshly preparing their food items, then they should be healthy.
Yeah, you're incentivizing healthy eating and saving some money. Senator Paul Bailey here in the studio with us. More with him coming up. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live this morning, as always, from the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers, and if you're looking for a church of friendly, loving Christians that is striving to only follow the Bible in faith and practice, that encourages questions and searches the Scriptures to find the answers, a church where you won't get lost in the numbers but will be treated like family, then let me invite you to visit us at the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. We're not perfect, but we are seeking to be like our perfect Savior. And be sure to join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. We have some gifts for you this Christmas. We're offering as low as 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on 2024 Ford F-150s, Expeditions, and Escapes. Plus, make no payments for 90 days when you buy almost any new Ford or Lincoln. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnCookeville.com. And on behalf of our entire team, Merry Christmas and God's blessings to all.
At Gentry's Power Equipment, we deliver value with expertise and top-notch service. Now's the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor gear with instant rebates on all Laser Z models, E, S, and X, up to $750. Plus, enjoy a low financing rate of 1.99% for 48 months. Looking for steel products? Our knowledgeable local dealers provide personalized service you won't find at big box stores. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, their U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on SingleCare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to SingleCare.com or download the free app today.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here, live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:18 now.
And Senator Paul Bailey is with us. We are so appreciate you being so accessible to us. Now, speaking of that, how often does a senator have to go to Washington? Do you have to do that a lot?
Well, how about being a state senator? I go to Nashville. I try to stay out of the cesspool as much as possible.
No kidding. I would.
As far as going to D.C., I was there last week for the SCOTUS hearing. But so right now we're ramping up for our session that will begin on January the 14th. So, for example, I'll travel down this afternoon, and you're meeting with stakeholders, you're meeting with constituents, you're meeting with departments, you're meeting with the administration, and basically trying to put together a legislative package to present whenever we come into session, file bills on behalf of all those individuals, or constituents have issues, departments have issues. So on the average, I will spend a day a week in Nashville throughout the year. I chair the Commerce and Labor Committee, which is a very diverse committee. So it covers it from insurance issues to medical issues, TennCare to labor and workforce development to utilities. So it's a very diverse committee. So I spend a lot of time working with those various departments relative to being chair of the committee.
You're on the road a lot, it sounds like.
I'm on the road a lot.
I mean, once a week driving to Nashville. I know it's better than every day, but still.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
more
ma'am.
than I even thought.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned going to Washington to the SCOTUS hearing, and I'll be real honest, and I still can't say his name correctly. The Attorney General Skirmetti. I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup until the state of Tennessee sued the NCAA and was basically like, we're gonna do whatever we want. Sorry about your luck.
Right.
You know, I was like, that's my guy right there. You know, that's awesome. Taking on the NCAA and winning.
Right.
That's big.
Yeah.
And this guy he's like
well, I think
he's a fire plug, man. I don't know what to say about him. He seems to be able to get anything done.
Well, he's the third attorney general that I've served with since being in the legislature. And by far, I can say that he is carrying out the will of the legislature and what I believe most Tennesseans believe. We were in Washington last week for the SCOTUS hearing relative to legislation that we passed in Tennessee that protect youth, those 18 and under, from having life-altering drugs and or surgeries for basically transgenderism.
Right.
And so our legislation that we passed had several lawsuits brought against it. We had several states join in with us. Ultimately, the Supreme Court decided to hear the case, and so that's where we're at. We believe that we presented a solid case that we need to protect youth. Once you turn 18, you can do whatever. But, you know, here in Tennessee, we believe until you become a legal adult that doctors and others shouldn't be giving you drugs and or performing surgeries on you to make changes to your physical body.
I mean, you can't, in the state of Tennessee, go get your ear pierced without your mama until you're 18.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Get your ear pierced.
Exactly. Tattoos, you know, I mean, it's just unfathomable to think that, you know, we are actually have doctors here in the state of Tennessee that have been prescribing drugs and also doing life-altering surgeries on those that are from the age of 12 on up. And so,
do you think there's doctors that have used this as, and I'm just throwing this out there, that have used this as a money grab while the topic's hot?
Well, my personal opinion, yes. Okay. I believe that they have, you know, some have used this as a way to make money. I mean, we see all these specialty medical professionals out here from, you know, let's just say it, ED, you know, if you turn on news or radio, a lot of times they're everywhere, or, you know, a hair transplant. Lord knows I need to go see one of those, but you, or weight loss. I mean, you know, you just on and on and on. So they become specialized because they know that that's an area to make money and they could just focus on that one area. But I definitely think that that's that's something. And it's very interesting also to hear the testimony of those, especially young women that went through those surgeries and those drugs that had their breast removed, you know, and was taking testosterone shots. And then all of a sudden they realized, hey, this isn't really, once they started maturing, I mean, you know, a young lady that started at 12 years old trying to alter and become a little boy, and she realized, you know, I can't ultimately become that. Now she's having to have all these reverse surgeries to just to become a woman again.
Yeah, I wanted to be Bo Duke.
Yeah, exactly.
and then you know, probably around, you know, as I got older, I realized I'm not going to be jumping cars and shooting flaming arrows.
Right.
There is a lot we go through as a preteen and teens. It's a very confusing time, so it's hard to know really what you need at that age.
No, I mean, and especially, and I hate to be the old guy that says that, but these days it is harder on the youth. It is harder. I mean, you see the suicide rates are up. You see a lot more mental health disorders, and right now we don't even really know where that's coming from. We don't know if it's a social media phone issue, if it's a diet issue. There's no real
breakdown of the family.
Yeah, breakdown of the family. I mean, there's, and I'm sure it's a little bit of all that. I'm sure it's the recipe of that, but there's so much going on that none of us had to deal with as we were kids. So I do have I feel bad for them.
Right.
You know, I want them to get whatever they need, but also want them to do the right thing too.
Right.
There's so much thrown at them these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I have just a soft spot for young people and what they're going through, because I always try to think about what I was going through.
Right.
It's not anywhere close.
Right.
It's not anywhere close to what they're going through. So, but the Supreme Court hasn't decided on.
No. It'll be June, probably May or June, before they ultimately give a final decision. We think that we win, you know, either on a 6-3 or a 5-4 decision. It also comes down to a state's rights, and that is, does the state have the ability to protect its youth? And so, you know, again, just like when Roe v. Wade was overturned, it pushed it back to the states for the states to make that decision. So if a state decides that they want to have very restrictive abortion laws, then a state can do that. If they want to have more liberal type laws relative to abortion, then that state can choose to do that. But this also came down to what we believe was a states' rights issue, that Tennessee, we believe that you shouldn't be altering youth children. And so that's where we...
and again, over 18...
Right.
Go do what you want.
Go do what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's a point that gets missed a lot. I think there's a lot of, on the left especially, that would be like, he doesn't want you to be who you want to be ever.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case.
Exactly.
You're just wanting to protect young people until they're mature enough to be able to make a decision, an adult decision.
Right.
So,
well, you know, I wanted to be
common sense. Right.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be the lead singer of a rock band whenever I was about 12 or 13 years old. And I'm, you know, I mean,
you could have done it. You got a great singing voice.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. You can sing good.
Well, thank you.
I hadn't heard it in a second. We won't put you on the spot to do it this morning.
We're doing it right now. I'm kidding.
2025 coming up. A lot of, I guess, new things that you're going to try to get. Not just you, but everyone serving what was trying to get through here for 2025. What are some of those things that affects the Upper Cumberland especially?
Well, you know, the governor is going to push, he's calling it school scholarships, school vouchers. You know, that's where basically we'll provide a $7,050 scholarship, a voucher to individuals that, you know, want to send their children to a private school. Look, I've said...
Does that count homeschooling as well?
No, this year it doesn't have homeschooling in in the proposed bill legislation that he's got. So here's where I come down. You know, I'm for parental choice. I'm for school choice. We actually have school choice now. You can send your children to any school that you choose to send them to. Now, currently, you have to pay if you decide to send your child to a private school. Tennessee Constitution says that we have to provide a free education to all children of the state. So, number one, that's the state's obligation, is to provide an education. Then outside of that, if parents want to send their child to a private school, they currently have to pay for that, but they have that choice to do so. Under the governor's proposed bill, it would be a $7,050 scholarship that you could apply for. The first 10,000 scholarships, would go to low-income individuals. Then the next 10,000 scholarships would go to basically any family income that would want to apply for that scholarship. You know, my whole contention has been for the last several years is I want to take care of my local school districts. You take a Van Buren County, a Jackson County, which I represent. They have about 600 plus students in Van Buren County. They average getting $10,000 per student from the state, and if you pull 5 students out of their school system, that's $50,000. Well, they only collect $1.25 million in sales tax a year. Now, you think about that. You think about what Putnam County collects in a month, but you think that Van Buren County basically collects $1.25 million a year just in sales tax. So you pull 5 students out, that's $50,000. That's a shock to their school system. The state has mandated certain things that school system has to do, so we have to make sure that we at least keep funding up to cover what the state and or federal government has already mandated to those school systems.
I think White County just went through that process where they had to kind of pick and choose. Then they got funded with whatever that was. But that makes a great point. You know, the state, if the state's going to mandate that you do something, the state, I guess, needs to pay for it.
Yeah, and so you pull those students out. So the governor's proposal, he's been listening to legislators, especially those of us that represent rural areas. So we're doing a hold harmless right now for those school districts, so they wouldn't lose, funding from the previous year. Good. So that way, those schools would be held harmless, and they wouldn't be put in a situation.
Just cutting one off and starting another. It's a process.
It's a process, yeah. But that's going to be the big fight right off the bat, in the legislature.
Sure. Senator Paul Bailey here in the studio with us. Thanks so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. 30 minutes flies by.
It does.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to get informed real quickly. It feels like it's not long enough.
I know. Well, we appreciate your time, and thanks for driving through the snow to get here.
And I walked uphill both ways.
Yeah. Killed a bear with the spiral notebook. It's 7:31 now, and coming up next is Johnny Blaze. And who's he with, Sheila?
He's with Enrichment Excursions, and we're talking about going and visiting Christmas lights around the Upper Cumberland.
Awesome. That's coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A California man has landed behind bars in DeKalb County for charges accusing him of sexually exploiting a minor under the age of 13. A TBI press release says 18-year-old Nathan Corona utilized an encrypted messaging app to exchange inappropriate photos with a 7-year-old. Corona has a $200,000 bond. After years of temporary tax holidays, Tennessee lawmakers are pitching a bill to eliminate the state's 4% sales tax on food. Legislation filed last week would eliminate the tax on food and food ingredients. Ready-to-eat meals, prepared foods, candy, alcohol, and diapers would remain taxed. The State Department of Environment and Conservation has awarded Putnam County $20,000. Funding from the Brownfield Redevelopment Area Grant Program will be used to identify priority sites for redevelopment in the county. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Last night across the UCR media networks, Upperman swept Franklin County in basketball. The girls won 67-29, while the boys won 88-36. Cookeville went on the road and beat Farragut, with the girls winning 42-28, while the boys won 68-58. Pickett County girls beat Stone Memorial 74-63, while the Stone boys beat Pickett County 82-57. Max Fried and the New York Yankees agreed to an 8-year contract yesterday. The deal is worth $218 million. It's the largest guaranteed deal for a left-hander in MLB history. Fried has the best ERA at 2.81 over the past 5 seasons, which is best in the MLB. Nathan Eovaldi agreed to a deal to stay with the Texas Rangers for the next 3 years, worth $76 million. Last season, he was 12-8 with a 3.80 ERA and helped lead the Rangers to a World Series title in 2023. Tennessee men's basketball improved to 9-0 after beating Miami 75-62 last night as part of the Jimmy V Classic. Chaz Lanier led them in scoring again with 22 points. Zakai Ziegler had 13 points and 9 assists in the win. The Vols travel to Illinois on Saturday. Join us tonight for the UCR Basketball Show as Noah McKay and myself bring you the UC Top 5 and break down all of the UC basketball action. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Macy's has completed the investigation into its accounting. The company says a single employee made a mistake, then covered it up, resulting in a $151 million error in its bookkeeping. The Wall Street Journal says the Macy's employee had responsibility for its accounting involving small package delivery. The mistake was made in late 2021, but it was hidden until this fall. The employee didn't act out of personal or financial gain and has since been terminated. Walgreens could be sold. The Wall Street Journal says parent company Walgreens Boots Alliance is considering selling itself to investment firm Sycamore Partners. Wall Street will be reacting today to the latest update on inflation, the Consumer Price Index for November. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Trump's victory doesn't mean our financial worries are over. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. Washington's spending addiction still threatens your savings. That's why I recommend gold IRAs from my friends at Birch Gold Group. These accounts protect your retirement from government mismanagement. For a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word SHELTER to 989898. Don't wait. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 now for your free kit from Birch Gold.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
A few snow flurries or snow showers as we head into the middle of the day, but temperatures today only climb into the low 40s. Overnight, we'll be back into the 20s, mid-40s tomorrow. Mostly clear and low 20s again tomorrow night. By Friday, we'll see sunshine and highs in the 40s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:36 now.
And our guest is Johnny Blaze from McMinnville.
Yes.
Enrichment Excursions is what the business is called. So what is Enrichment Excursions about?
So Enrichment Excursions was basically developed to give homeschool kids a chance to go on field trips. And that's kind of how we started it. But then it burgeoned into this Christmas lights thing that we're doing. And it just, the interest in the Upper Cumberland has been amazing and humbling. So
how did you choose where you're going to see the lights and everything?
Well, the buses are parked in McMinnville or in Spencer, so we wanted to kind of keep close to there because we wanted to have enough time for people to see the lights, but didn't want too much time.
Right.
Because strapping 40 kids on a bus for 2.5 hours is
a lot.
Nightmare for a lot of parents. Yeah. Yeah, but that's why we're doing 2 adult trips.
Okay, good.
Specifically.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it started there, and we've just been clamoring at the bit to get everything done in 3 weeks to get it all ready to go. But
you were telling us a little bit, and it's interesting. Tell us your bus origins story.
oh,
here.
the evil villain origin story, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's not evil villain. I guess
It sounds like
I'm the hero now.
It sounds
in
like
this
you're
story.
being pretty cool. So
we live in a 40-foot tour bus that we converted into a tiny house. It took us about 3 years to convert it, and from there we moved into it and realized that there's a lot of people that want to do this too, and there would be a really good market if there was somebody that offered a service where you could go to use the tools, use the space, and build your bus. That's what we did. We started 3 years ago, just right around January, and 3 years later, we're 30 locations nationwide.
Holy smokes, dude!
It's been crazy. It's been humbling and amazing and absolutely insane the whole way through. But that's pretty much how my life rolls.
So
rolls, I get it.
you, I mean, like when you talk about turning a bus into a home, like what all does that take? And is that something you're still doing?
No, I don't. I have stopped doing that after the nightmare that took 3 years to convert my bus. But I am more than willing to support anybody else who decides to jump into that crazy pool. And we provide the tools and we provide the space to do it.
Okay.
So,
But it is like a tiny house on wheels.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's instead of building your tiny house on a trailer, somebody takes a school bus or a tour bus, or I've seen fire trucks, I've seen horse trailers, I've seen everything.
Fire trucks.
Okay, so the fire truck was probably one of the coolest conversions we had. It was one of those big pumper trucks.
Yeah.
And they took the tank out of the middle, and that's where they had their bed and their bedroom and their TV. And then the front cab was just like a regular front cab. They would take their grandkids on trips. It was awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you'd be amazed what you can do with these vehicles.
Yeah.
That are
I
made
never
to
would.
carry
I
massive
never would have
amounts of weight.
thought about a fire truck. That never would have crossed my mind.
Neither did I.
The video of you guys building your home on wheels it's really a beautiful thing. I mean, it looks just like these beautiful tiny houses that you see. I mean, like full wood sinks, washer dryer. I mean, it's amazing.
It took 3 years, and it was worth every bit of it. It was genuinely the hardest and most grueling thing I've done, but truth be told, it was the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
So how did you just decide to stay in a bus theme, or did you have an affinity for buses?
I do.
Or what's the deal with buses?
I'm a huge fan of buses. I like. I mean, obviously now.
Yeah.
But we were looking at options when we were getting ready to go tiny, because we were in Oak Ridge in a 4,000 square foot house, paying all the extra money to pay to rent and to heat it and cool it and all the utilities. And we only spent, 10% of the time in our house.
Right.
You're spending most of your time in the living room. So why are you heating and cooling the other half of your house when you're never in it? So that's where we, after my mom passed, we went and bought the bus, and that's how it started. And from there, we just kept going that route. We were going to travel full time, but my kids get motion sickness.
Yeah.
So we we put the kibosh on traveling full time real quick. But so that we bought property up in Spencer, and that's how Waypoint started. And now we've gotten to, okay, well, what's the next step?
Right.
Waypoints is doing well. I've been able to come kind of hands off on that. I say that, but my wife would greatly argue with that. But yeah, it's gone from there, and it just kind of evolves. And when you're so in the bus world,
yeah,
things kind of present themselves to you. People call me and they're like, "Hey, Johnny, I got a bus." And I'm like, I don't need one. I have 5.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, no, you don't. We don't have anywhere to put them.
But then you
find a place, dear.
But then you go get it anyway.
And then I go, if it's a good deal, you can't pass up a good deal, Jason.
Yeah, I know that.
Pass up a good bus.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Look at all the opportunities with
I
a
know.
good bus.
I would hate to mess up a good deal on a bus. I mean, that's a bad deal right there. Nobody wants that. So you're doing this. You're turning buses into tiny homes.
Yep.
And then this other thing presents
The waypoints. Is that what you're talking
your waypoints, and then this excursion thing presents itself somehow.
Yeah. So my wife and I were sitting and we were just kind of spitballing ideas, and we were talking about, okay, well, maybe we should do like a homeschool co-op, because there's not a lot of homeschool activities in this area. Or if your kid's homeschooled, we're going to do a homeschool field trip. And that field trip is everybody show up at this place at this time all of the parents have to go. There has to be an accompanied kid. You know, there's no send your kid off to a field trip.
Right.
You literally have to go to that field trip too. So excursions, we were thinking about doing like a brick and mortar co-op where a homeschool group can come in, use the facilities, store their stuff, all that. And then we realized how much liability comes with that.
Right.
And so we went, well, you know what? We have buses. Why don't we do field trips?
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it was born.
One of those ding ding. Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, my wife had the idea, Jess had the idea, and it was like, wow, that's actually a really, really good idea.
Yeah.
And so the wheels started turning, and we plan to launch in February. Our first trip is actually in February for actual enrichment excursions. We're going to Lane Motor Museum. And
cool.
we're taking the kids to Lane. They're going to get a tour with the museum director. They're going to be able to go down into the vault, which is not public view. So they'll be able to see all the cars that are coming up and they have in storage that they're not displaying.
That Lane Motor Museum's really neat.
Oh, it's awesome.
The kids will love that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of dads escorting us on those trips.
Yeah.
Can I come? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you plan the trip and then the homeschoolers sign up, or do a bunch of homeschool parents get together and say, hey, Johnny, we'd really like to go to the Lane Motor Museum. Can you work that out for us? How does that work?
We can do both. We do have planned excursions. We have 36 trips planned this year so far. I'm booking all the way out into December of this coming, like a year from now, which is really hard for a lot of places because they're not booking that far ahead.
Right. Yeah.
But so we have planned excursions. We also offer private charters. So if a homeschool group wanted to go to, Cheekwood or something, we can take them on our bus and take them there. But yeah, it's the trips are planned most of the time, and they can buy quest packs to get a discount. If they buy 4 or more quests, they get a discount on however many they get. And
gotcha.
So you could buy quest packs 4, 8, 12. I think that's...
So instead of field trips, you're calling them quests?
Yeah, well...
Which sounds
like
more
that.
exciting.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, well, we could do field trips, but no, everything is quest.
Oh, sure.
You get badges. You get little achievement badges on every quest you go on with us. They're custom embroidered 2-inch patches.
Let's go.
I know,
Man,
right?
I didn't know you got awards.
I don't get you don't get a sash. I can't give you a sash, but I'll give you the badge.
Then Sheila ain't showing up.
I don't get a sash.
No sash.
She
no
has her
Sheila.
princess sash anyway, Jason.
that's
you know
right.
this.
Yeah. More with Johnny Blaze coming up with tell me the excursion.
Enrichment excursions.
Enrichment excursions.
I name things that are hard for
I'll
people
get
to
it right
say.
before the end of this, I promise. It's 7:45. You're watching and listening to Good Morning Cookeville. We'll be right back.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Freedom Pawn is also one of the stops for the Jingle Bell Shop with the White County Chamber of Commerce. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-Window-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
Hey everyone, this
This is Magic Mike with Carlin Chevrolet. We continue to have great deals and low interest rates. Right now, we have 3 remaining demo vehicles, 2 trucks and a Tahoe, all with less than 3,000 miles and huge discounts. These things won't last long. We're now starting to get more electric vehicles. We currently have a few Equinoxes and even 1 EV truck. These things are really cool and high tech. If you want to save money and have an alternative to gas, these things are the way to go. Get down to the corner of Spring and Willow to see for yourself. See you soon.
Hey, if you're scrambling to think about a good present for your loved ones, well, you can gift them peace of mind with a burner less lethal launcher, or maybe just treat yourself. Now, with the burner, you can be confident that you and your family are prepared to defend yourselves against any potential threat. It's simple to use. Now, the burner launcher is safe. It is an effective defense solution equipped with powerful, non-lethal deterrents, including tear gas and kinetic rounds. You also can hit a target 60 feet away. It's capable of stopping any perpetrator or attacker right in their tracks. Why choose burner? Because protecting your loved ones should never be a compromise. Now, it's legal in all 50 states. There's no background check required, no permit needed, and it can easily be shipped directly to your door. Now, that's why burner is trusted by over 500 government agencies, police departments, and private security firms. Just go to burner, byrna.com/Hannity. You'll get a 10% discount. That's byrna.com/Hannity, 10% off any purchase.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here, 7:49.
We're getting in the Christmas spirit with Enrichment Excursions. Johnny Blaze, owner of that business. Now, we're talking about going to see Christmas lights, and that's what the excursion is about. It's school kids and adults can do it too.
Anybody. We don't with our holiday coffee, carols, and cocoa jingle bus light tours. There it is. So with the jingle bus light tours,
wow, it's like the Polar Express on a bus.
It is. It really is.
It honestly, it sounds like y'all couldn't make up your mind on what to call it, and you're just like, let's just call it all that.
That was pretty much it. Right, yeah, that was pretty accurate. But so we're doing these, and that was my wife saw a meme on Facebook, and you guys have probably both seen it. It says, "Think about this: coffee, Christmas lights, party bus."
Yeah.
And my wife shows this to me, and she goes, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, "That's a good idea." Yeah. And once again,
we have buses.
An opportunity presented itself with a bus. So I went, yeah, let's do this. With 3 weeks to go, we decided to go ahead and knock this thing into
That's plenty of time
fruition.
to get that done.
Yeah, more than enough
do this,
time.
Right?
Yeah.
But now we're 250 tickets sold so far. We've got tickets left. And we're going to be doing McMinnville, Sparta, and Cookeville. And Vertical Coffee has sponsored us. They're providing the coffee along with Dunkin' Donuts. The local on Morford in McMinnville, which is this lovely little restaurant, is acting as our potty stop for our McMinnville trip.
You have to have that.
You do,
especially with kids.
You got kids,
right?
You 2.5 hours. I don't want my driver to have to. He's here, Mister. I have to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Can you pull over? I'll just go right here. So. We've planned in potty stops. The one here in Cookeville is the Irrational Tap and Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have space for us, and we're gonna stop in, and they've got coffee and cocoa and kid and stuff, cookies for the kids, and it's gonna be really cool. We're money's being donated to portion of our proceeds are being donated to the Child Advocacy Center for the 43rd Judicial District.
Yeah, that
is a terrible name for the Child Advocacy Center in McMinnville, but it's in their charter.
Right.
So
Well, they do a lot of good stuff. That Child Advocacy Center, no matter where they're located, does some really good work in the community and really helps out so many kids that don't have anybody else. What a great thing to give the money to, dude. Absolutely.
Well, and truthfully, they're slightly, it's more of a lesser recognized charity. You always hear about Red Cross, you always hear about Salvation Army, but when you come to a holiday time, a lot of people think that in households like that kids are okay. It's holidays, everybody's happy, everybody's thrilled,
and everybody's not.
Are you stressed around the holidays? Because I am.
Yes, everybody's stressed.
If you're in a household where it's an abusive household, that's when it gets even worse.
Right.
So the holidays are the most important time for the Child Advocacy Center, and we want to do our part to give to them. My wife was helped by them when she was a child, and it's literally one of the best agencies in the area, in any area. And we have a great one in McMinnville. We also have a great one here in Cookeville.
Yeah, I think it's hard for people to talk about because you don't like hearing that children are abused, but it happens more frequently than people think. And I think it's a great organization. It's great that y'all are doing that.
Tell me, how'd you end up picking where you're going to see the lights? Are you going to like known places like Hidden Hollow, Lazy G, or have you found people's homes that they've gone above and beyond and going to go see those lights, or a mixture of both?
Yeah, it's more of a mixture of both. With the Cookeville trips, we're following the Merry and Bright holiday map that was put out by Cookeville Leisure Services.
Yeah.
So we were talking to them, and we're probably going to try to get them involved next year. But we're going to do that route, and we've kind of optimized it to make sure that you can hit the potty stops and everybody can have their coffee.
Right.
Nobody has to throw a child off of a moving bus. So
that's always best.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, I have no doubt that is going to happen.
Yeah.
But we've got a route planned out that's pretty eventful, and I'm going on all of them. Because, somebody's got to host it.
Somebody's got to be the elf.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, that's true. You should see my suit coat. I didn't wear it today, but it's in storage ready for the unveiling on Friday.
How long does the excursion take? Like, what do you expect, if you go, what's your time on that?
It's 2.5 hours is what we have planned.
Oh, that's good.
That's give or take. Yeah. But we start at the pickup location. We'll do some coffee from Vertical Coffee. We'll get on the bus. We'll do a little bit of Christmas lights, and then somebody inevitably will have to use the restroom.
Sure.
So we'll stop at our potty break stop and
That
take a
potty
little
break
break there.
stop is good with the cocoa and all that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That was my wife.
Yeah.
I had not planned that, and my wife looks at me and goes, "You have to include a restroom stop." I'm like, you're right.
Well, we know who the brains of the operation is. for
Absolute
sure.
facts.
Yeah, right.
She is
That's
the
been
muse.
the whole time they've been together.
Oh, really?
That's
Love
true.
you, mean it.
No,
but-
true. Absolutely true.
Where is the meetup spot?
So-
and if you said that already and I missed
No,
it,
there's
sorry.
3 different meetup spots. Sparta, we're going to be doing Five Below, which is the old Walmart, Cookeville, Kroger. I don't know. It's the Five Below Dollar Tree Chinese buffet plaza
I'm
where
not sure
Taco
what-
Bell is, right
I
on
know what you're
111.
talking about.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Everybody refers to it as the old Walmart.
Yeah.
Because that's how Tennessee works. If you need directions somewhere, okay, so just go to the old Walmart.
Could have been
Yeah.
50
What is it
years
now?
ago.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, so Sparta pickups at the old Walmart. The Cookeville pickup is also at it's at Big R parking lot, which is the old Kmart. And McMinnville spot is the Walmart parking lot in McMinnville.
The actual Walmart.
Actual Walmart.
Okay. All right.
Always was Walmart.
Yeah, and the cost involved to do it. What is that?
It's a $25 suggested minimum donation, and that's what we suggest. If you give more, it will just help out the Child Advocacy
Oh,
Center.
so
even more.
everything goes to the Child Advocacy.
Not everything.
Well, you got to pay gas and insurance.
Yeah, it is. It is
all
our.
the
It is
stuff.
our launch as well. So
Yeah.
we're doing a portion of our proceeds, and we're gonna give them as much as we can, like
Gotcha.
genuinely.
So can people find you by going to Enrichment Excursions, or how do they get the tickets?
EnrichmentExcursions.com, and it will take you. Right now, the site is set up strictly for the Jingle Bus light tours. So as soon as you land there, it's all Christmas themed, and it'll tell you all about the rides and where
Can you
can
buy
get
your
tickets.
tickets online there?
Buy your tickets
Okay.
online. It's all electronic. You can do it. You can pay however you want. PayPal, Cash App. If you can send money digitally, we'll take it. the more money we can get, the more money we can give to the Child Advocacy Center, and
Yeah.
that's our biggest purpose here.
Man, what a great idea of that, and with the Upper Cumberland becoming such a huge tourism area,
Absolutely.
especially in the and you're basing it out of Spencer and that area. That's a big area for all this new tourism with Fall Creek Falls and all the different trails, and Spencer's kind of been untouched a little bit. So I know that's a big area, and a lot of people will base themselves in Cookeville and then come see all the things in Spencer. So I imagine there'll be some more of those bus opportunities come your way
Absolutely.
as tourism continues to grow in this area. So
Well, we've seen just by this launch, we've had half a dozen people contact us about private charters, about Mother's Day trips, about little planned events.
Yeah.
And we're kind of spinning off. We're doing enrichment excursions and excursions charters.
Yeah.
So we do have the availability for private charters if somebody wants to do that. Okay. But our main focus when we started the business was to give these homeschool kids in this area because the homeschool enrollment in this area has gone up drastically.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I want to say, I don't know the statistic exactly, but it's around 70% increase over 23 to 24, 24 to 25.
Wow.
It's because of everything you see on the news.
Sure, yeah.
Parents are really worried about sending their kids to school. I don't think there's as much worry here in the Upper Cumberland. Obviously, it's still a concern.
Right.
But when you get into more major metros, that's a scary thing.
Sure, yeah. I mean, here, I think we're lucky in that most of the teachers and principals and things like that, we know them. We see them. We can go see them at the Walmart or the old Walmart.
Right. Well, and the other thing about this area, I think, is that rather than everybody living in Cookeville or living in the Upper Cumberland, we're a community.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I've just met you or if you've been here 20 years. I want to know your story. I want to talk about it. I want to know more about your family. I want to know how you got here. And that's pretty much been my experience in the 20 plus years we've been in Cookeville. And I think that's pretty much everybody's experience. You see on Facebook all the time, oh, I love it here. It's so wonderful here. Dang right it is.
Yeah. We take it for granted sometimes.
Johnny, before we got to get out of here, give out the website one more time and how to get a part of this Christmas slide excursion.
enrichmentexcursions.com. You can get your tickets there. Suggested minimum donation $25 goes to the Child Advocacy Center here in McMinnville, and I guess I should probably shout out my sponsors too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vertical Coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, the local on Morford, Irrational Kitchen and Taps, Big R for letting us use their parking lot.
Yep.
I hope I didn't forget anybody, and if I did, I'm so sorry. Okay. It's a lot in 3 weeks.
Well, man, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for your time
appreciate you having me
morning. It's Good Morning Cookeville coming up tomorrow. Some great guests.
We're talking to Tracy Chamberlain with Wreaths Across America. They're doing a local placing of the wreaths this coming Saturday. And then Chief Benton Young with Christmas Cheer Engine. We'll find out more about that tomorrow.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow here on Good Morning Cookeville. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.